Let's discuss that with former Israeli Deputy Foreign Minister Danny Ayalon, who joins me now live from Tel Aviv. Good to have you with us. So, is there a third candidate that Israeli lawmakers can get behind, or do you think that Israel is going to see a third election?
Well, if there won't be any huge surprise within the next 3 weeks, 21 days, I believe we will go to an unprecedented third elections. You see, the two main parties have locked themselves in the campaign, in the elections campaign, into very hard positions that do not allow them to really mitigate their position or to compromise. And the one which is the balance, this is an 8 seats party, has been all over the board and does not want to join any of them. So if he will not relent within the next 21 days, joining one of the main parties, we will go to a third election.
This is Avigdor Lieberman, of course, who you're talking about. He's chosen not to back either Gantz or Netanyahu. What does he base that on? Why put the Israeli people through all this political uncertainty?
Well, I believe that this Lieberman has really tried to maximize his position and to get as many spoils, political spoils, as he can. But he didn't so far, and he is playing basically a very dangerous political game, because if the public blames him for the deadlock, then he may not even pass the threshold in the next elections.
Danny Ayalon, if you would just stay where you are for a minute, because there is another issue I want to address that involves Israel. At the United Nations, European ambassadors to the Security Council have condemned the recent US announcement to approve Jewish settlements in the occupied West Bank. The Palestinian ambassador says Palestinian rights have once again been violated.
One cannot believe that the American voice today is a voice that supports peace. It becomes clear that it has become a voice that incites against the Palestinian people. It encourages Israel to continue with its annexation of our land, to continue with its systematic violations of our rights. Our land is not a present that can be offered by the United States to the ambitions of Netanyahu. And the blood of our people isn't a currency to be bargained in Israeli elections.
So you heard Riyad Mansour there saying that this US decision is a big obstacle for peace. It's interesting, I know that you've tweeted that Mike Pompeo's announcement actually brings peace closer. That's clearly not the Palestinian view. Why do you think it brings peace closer?
Well, to be fair with Pompeo, he's consistent with former administration's position. Bush, the son, Bush W, and Reagan. The Obama administration was a deviation. The Americans say that they should not prejudge any agreement. And this is why we all say to the Palestinians, come to the negotiation table without preconditions. Everything is on the table, including the settlements, including, of course, security arrangements for Israel and so forth and so forth. We maintain, and this is the American position, is that by giving in advance to the Palestinians their demands, then there is no point for negotiation and there will never be a compromise from their part.
The view of the US in direct contradiction to the view of EU leaders. They were at the United Nations today reiterating their position that all Israeli settler activity is illegal.
Yes, this is also not new. The EU has had this traditional position in contradiction with the United States. But if we look again into history for the last, let's say, 26 years since the Oslo process started in 1993, they have all tried the same thing by prejudging, by saying, yes, the Palestinians deserve this and that, putting all the pressure on Israel to no avail. And because it locked the Palestinians into a very, very tough position. Why should they compromise if the Europeans do not compromise for them? So hopefully, maybe a new approach can give a better chance for peace and peace negotiations.
Thank you very much indeed for joining us. Former Israeli Deputy Foreign Minister Danny Ayalon there.